Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 71. So far today, I'm still looking at more C++ stuff. And basically today I decided to, well, after I learned about like strings, I'm just going to make a little video so I can just like make sure I got this down and everything like that. So basically I'll go ahead and just start off with like, let's see. I already got the thing set up and everything. So just basically some variable string, and we'll just call it, let's say, name. Just that's it. And then from there, we'll go and just print out what that would be. Actually, wait, hold on. That's for something else. So I'll just do this. Name equal, and then just say, let's say Fred, just that. So we'll go ahead and print this. So cout name, or yeah, just do name this time. Stuff like that too. And L. So go ahead and see what's up. Yep, prints the name Fred. And if I wanted to, I can just do this as well. Well, let me just do hello, and then that. So just run again. Hello Fred, taking the string from up here and adding it to the end of that. So far with this, we'll go ahead and just do the input variation of this. So just get rid of this right here. So right there, we just have the name, just a string name. And then we'll go ahead and just think about this right. Name, and then we'll just say type in first name. Get the variable, so cin name, and then from there we'll cout just cout the name, just see what up real quick with that. So cout name. So from there we'll try this, type in first name, so we'll just say Bill, and then just types out Bill. So far we'll just edit this a little bit, so it just basically make sure it just says something else with this. So hello, and then just the name and everything like that. So, and also make sure I'll get rid of this in line here, because so far the input, it should just be right next to it rather than on the line under it. So just try it again. Yes, just type in first name. So we'll say Bill again, enter hello Bill. So it does that. So far the other thing we can do as well, and if I go ahead and just change some variables real quick, so I'll say, call it full name, type in full name, and it's the other thing I learned as well from the video and stuff I was watching, something called getline. And you type in cin and the variable of it, which would be full name. So from there, this should get the entire line, because before we typed in, well, I probably should have like looked and saw real quick, but I'll just do it in a second. Wait a minute. Name, oh, right here. Sorry, I missed the variable. Full name. There we go. Run it again. Type in full name. So we'll just call him, let's say, Fred Jones. Hit enter. Hello, Fred Jones. So far with this, I can just show like a big difference between the two. So let me just do this real quick. I'll just go ahead and like, yeah, let's do this. All right. So string name, just like the other one. And for this one, it will be the big difference of, it will basically be the exact same thing as this, but instead we will just use the basic like cin rather than getline. I'll just go ahead and do this so we just like see the two difference between them. So this, type in first name. For this instead, we just change it so it would be, well, I have to really erase the whole thing. I can just do this. cin full name, except in this case, it would just be name. Okay, so this should run the first one and then the second one. So we'll try typing in the same name for both. So again, we said Fred Jones. Hello, Fred Jones. I probably should put a space and stuff there to separate it, but we'll do that in a second. So we'll type it in, Fred Jones. And basically, you see the major difference between the two is that the first one, the get line, will get the entire line of Fred Jones. So it types out the full name. The second one, the cin one here, it only gets the first word and that's it. So that's like the big difference between the two and everything. So basically, cin will just get the first word, getline will get the entire line. So far, another thing I basically discovered when messing around with this was, again, I basically, with both of these, I can use getline and then cin. But if I switch these two around, so if I use, let's say, Control X, get rid of it, Control V, and then I'll just move this as well. So basically, if I do it like this, where I have cin, and then I put getline, and let's try to run it this time. So type in first name. Actually, well, yeah, I'll just go ahead and type in. Again, I didn't put the space, but whatever. So we'll just say again. So we'll try to type in the word, let's say Fred, hit enter, and it just jumps. That's like the whole problem and everything here. Plus, I gotta like format the thing better and stuff too. So, you know, let me format it again real quick so we can just like see better. So I just see out in L, so there's a space there, and in here I'll just put in L, so there's space. Okay, so let's run it again. So again, Fred, and then it does this. So basically, we'll just type in Fred, hello Fred for the first name, only takes the first name. The second one, type in full name, it has nothing whatsoever, it says hello. So far, that's the problem if you use the cin command first and then use the getline. Basically, looking up, it said the problem was after cin, it would just like have a bunch of empty space that getline would just take from it and just use as the next command. So it also has other weird stuff too. Like if I run it again and I type in the whole name, Fred Jones, hit enter, it would do this. It would be like, hello Fred, and then the second one, it takes nothing, but it says hello Jones. So far, it takes in the space here and then everything after that. So again, actually, let me run it again. I want to test something again. So if I type in, let's say, Fred Jones Thompson, let's say that, and hit enter. Yeah, so that's what happens right here. So basically, we'll just do that. We'll take the first word from just the cin, take the first word. Once you hit space, the next one, the get line, will just take that space and then everything after it. So that just leads to a big problem and everything and stuff there. What I learned was this. There's two ways to fix this problem if you have to do it like this. Basically, right after the cin command, you got to type in, if I remember correctly, I can look at my notes, but I'll see if I can remember. It's like cin.ignore. And then this, it's I had to look this up on a forum. It's 256, comma, single quote. If I can find it, there it is. Single quote, and then it's, I think it's \n. If I remember correctly, I think that was the case, unless I'm crazy. Was it /n? Yeah, okay, so yeah, so basically it was this. So basically typing this in and everything and stuff here too, this line right here, it gets rid of that error. It basically makes it so everything after that, or everything from that space, just basically stops and then allows you to just type in everything else. So let's run it real quick. So again, we'll type in just all three names again. So Fred Jones Thompson. Again, I'm just making these names up. Hit enter. And it'll say hello Fred. Then the other one, again, it's because of the end L I have there. Kind of a problem, but again, I'll just worry about it later. So we're going to type the same thing in again. Fred Jones Thompson. And then it types out right there, hello Fred Jones Thompson. That's basically one way to fix the problem. The other way is basically you're still using the cin.ignore, but it's kind of a bit longer. It's kind of like the more technical version of it. And I'll bring up my notes for this so far, and I'll just copy and paste and stuff in here too and all. Because, again, just this formatting. So I'll just comment this out. And this, I'll just go and get rid of this right here so it doesn't go to another line. Alright, so basically what it is this. This way right here is still the same cin.ignore, except you'll type in numeric limits, and then stream size, then max, and then you'll type this in again. The thing is, again, you have to type in like std and then like 2 colons and everything as well if you don't use like using namespace std. But since I'm using this, I don't have to type that in each time. But the only thing is, if you use this, this does the same thing as this. But the only difference is you have to add this up here. You have to type in include limits. So you have to type that in. So like, let's run it again, and we'll just say, I don't know, let's say Barney, whatever. So that too, and the same thing, just say Fred Mankey. So yeah, it works the exact same and everything and stuff as well as the shorter one up here. I think basically the numeric limits stream size, it basically just like by default sets it to 256. Again, this is something I got from a forum and looking stuff up. I have no idea, but I'll also go ahead and just show that if I get rid of this right here, include limits, and run it, we'll get an error. If I comment this out and run it, still with included limits taken out, it'll run perfectly fine. Yeah, and yeah, so again, just yeah, so it works and stuff like that too. So basically, I'm probably going to use this one because it's way shorter, it's easier to remember, and I don't have to use the include. But again, I have no idea like if there's downsides to these whatsoever. Because again, I'm new to this. This is something I had to look up, figure out, and find out what was wrong. Because the video I watched didn't necessarily like go into what was wrong with using this. Because I just basically accidentally put in the cin part and then used the getline, got an error, switched them, and then it worked. And I was wondering what was going on. So that right there basically explained it. I had to do some research, look it up, which nothing's wrong with that. So I just had to look it up. So that's the main way, is if you're new to this and you're trying this, that's the main thing. If you cin, then getline, you will run into a problem unless you use this or a combination of this and this. So that's just the main thing to keep in mind and stuff for that too, but that's the thing I just had to learn. So just something I want to just do real quick just to, you know, keep that like noted, and I can come back to the future and make sure this is like something I remember if I ever run into this problem again and I forget. So yeah, hopefully if anybody else is watching this, hopefully you learn something too, or again, helps with like practice or something, or solves a problem. So good luck to everybody else, and to myself and everybody else. See you in the next one.